Hey everyone, Aarolei here, and we are back with another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. Today, I'm going to be tackling the World of Illusions Divine, Assailing Shiva LUFENIA Plus, but before I do begin that today, I just want to remind everybody of my goal this year to hit at least 1K subscribers. Thank you so much for your support if you've already a follower. If you like today's video, you can help me out with my goal with your likes, comments, and subscriptions. And of course, if you would like to hang out with me some more, I have links as well to my Twitter and my Twitch and my Discord communities as well in the description. Anyway, let's get started today with our team of Shelke, Auron, and Core.
Okay, so I'm doing like this voiceover thing, guys, because this video, no joke, it wound up going to like almost 40 minutes. It was like 37 something, and I respect your time. I respect my time. So we sped up this footage, and I'm just going to talk about things, how this fight kind of rolls. So first things first. You got one Shiva to deal with, and this Shiva is like the warm-up. She kind of gives you an idea of what's going to come in the fight ahead. And so you see the resist sail, you see the ice attack, you see basically everything she's going to wind up doing. And eventually she'll split into two once she gets under 30% HP, this single one. And then that's when the real fight truly begins. That's when you're going to see the LUFENIA orb. And we haven't seen one of these in a long time, but this LUFENIA orb is actually not deadly. You will get hit with a snowed attack. Now, it can't kill you, this orb, but I mean, it's not going to be an instant death like how we've been seeing with orbs for a long time. And we're going to see these kind of orbs pop up on occasion going forward. In fact, this is actually the first time we've seen it in a really long time. Not since like, I think Camelot might have been one of the last orbs like this where that happened. I don't remember any beyond that. So I think his was one of the last ones. Or one of the first ones. So I don't remember. See, it's just so long. I just remember like 8's last chapter didn't have it. And as you guys can see, we have two of these Shivas now. So speaking of, let's get off that topic about orbs. Anyway, so fire damage is going to increase this orb. But it only increases it by 1. And so most people just try to deal with it with like HP damage mitigation through Porum, Warrior of Light, Auron, Core. They've all been really popular choices to help with that. Beatrix can kind of do it too, but she's elemental, which is, there's going to be points where she might not be able to do damage. I think when they get that little frost thing around them like that, you can't do elemental damage other than fire for a few turns. So Auron's like super dope here. He is so dumb. How much help he is with his melee resist down and his debuffs. His full break debuff. And Shelke's just something else with Core too, and having melee resist down is just a boon for her. She's having a blast. So yeah, the best way to deal with things here is just if you can eat the orb, that's probably the fastest way to deal with things, especially if you're not going to use Jacked. I don't actually use the friend unit I have there today. Spoilers. But yeah. So another thing is, if you can time it right, you can have it where they go under their thresholds for when they'll do the divine, the Diamond Dust Divine, and they'll immediately get another turn. So you don't really have to stay frozen for very long. That's kind of what I'm doing here. So I'm trying to get the shields dealt with, and I'm trying to time it just right so that, see right there, watch this, 79%. We're gonna get Diamond Dust Divine. Fine, I don't care because there, it's done. So if you can try to time it like that, that's going to be to your advantage and the best way to handle things. So yes, I know Shelke will warp a lot on these frozen turns, and it's not really a big deal as long as you're careful with things. So we'll talk about that. I didn't think this through. I should have brought Ignis Call over Lulu, or even like just have brought like Yuna to heal out the debuffs. That would have been way more useful for what I was trying to do here. I activated the Lulu call and didn't get a debuff, or I didn't get a buff. There was no point to it. It was stupid. I don't even know why I did it. You know, these are things you realize later, and you're like, why did I do that? Well, That's what I'm here for. I can tell you how to do it better. Post recording. I'm not doing this again. It took too long. I'm so glad to be done with it. I'm enjoying the game a lot. I have plans to put up my pool video from Twitch on Wednesday from the Kadaj Lost chapter. I actually completed this earlier in the week. I just didn't have time to do a recording until Friday because, it's Thanksgiving week here in the USA. I was prepping up for that. I had a great time. It was a pretty small get-together for me, but I had a lot of fun. Watching Core and Shelke just sit here and do their thing this whole time is just hilarious. They're so good. Auron is just funny here too, because he self-delays if you decide to use Dragon Fang, and you could put something on like Kate Call, and it'll last forever. It feels like, especially with these two ding-dongs taking turns over and over, Core and Shelke. They're just gonna have a blast over here. I'm really glad I pulled Shelke last minute. I think it was like a day or two before the event was gonna go, and I was like, thinking on it, she could help me beat tier 4 of Dimension Sin Transcendence. I'm still holding off on that, and I had just gotten the Uniburst from my burst tokens, so I was like, I think I'm ready. I think I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna pull for Shelke with tickets. We'll see if we can get her. She'd be super useful. Yeah, she's super useful. I've found some uses for her so far. I've been really happy with her. Is she a must-have? No, not at all. Not at all. But she's very, very very fun. Very cool character. Like her a lot more than I anticipated. That sometimes happens. Oh man, look at that. I took that big, nasty HP attack there. Poor Core. Good thing we have lots of time left to get that HP back up, because you can only lose 15k here. So I'm just kind of spouting off whatever I can think of. I also kept recording Kadaj Lost Chapter. I already recorded that. I'm going to be getting that video ready after this is done with this little voiceover thing. And putting up the poll video. Then that'll give you guys lots of stuff to watch over the weekend if you want to watch it. And I'm going to be working on Breath of Death 7 probably this weekend. I got like maybe 3 or 4 more parts to do for that, but they're like really short. The game's just really short. I just haven't had time. But I'm over halfway done with the game. And I'm going to be playing some Shining Force Refrain in my backlog. I'm working on that one. How do I feel about that one? It's kind of a stupid game. It's kind of fun though, in its mindlessness. But I don't get why I need to hit up all my party members and take them to my in-room at night. I just find that really weird. So when you're playing against this with Shelke and you decide to use Auron, just be aware to time your counterattacks well. You don't want to get hit with too many debuffs, because if you do, you can't get Sentinel back on, and that means no more heals for Shelke, and you have limited uses of your LD, so you don't want to be done with that. Just be aware. And that's one thing with Shelke you got to be mindful of, is whenever she does counterattack, she just like resets everything back to like the start of the match. So she gets all her skill uses back, and then she has only the buffs that she starts the fight with. So something you have to play around with, but she can just sit here and spam and last forever. It's pretty cool. And if you are still struggling on this fight, I know a lot of people have been using Ace, but Maria just came out, and she will also be very, very helpful here with her debuff to assist you with dealing with the Diamond Dust Divines, which hit you not only at under 80%, under 50% is another one, and then the last one comes at under 30%. So if you're careful with your timing on this, you could basically, like I said, I think I said before, you can you only get hit for like a turn with Frozen, and it doesn't even really affect you, and you're good to go. But if you time it poorly, oh, it hurts. It can last forever, it feels like. Now, Shelke is going to warp even if she's frozen, and that can be kind of annoying depending on timing, but you can't always use AA spam to get rid of the overhead buff for that to be an option. Also, just bear in mind, the reason why I braved attack earlier when I launched them is because you do like 150% less damage and when you're in the air, even, and that's including brave damage. So screw that, you might as well hold your brave. So this cake call, I messed up with it actually. It will last you a long time on Auron, especially if you can delay yourself with Dragon Fang. But I AA and I totally wreck it and mess myself up. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have waited. But obviously, you know, you don't always have to min-max in this game too hard. Just gotta play smart. Have a good team setup. Those things matter way more. Alright, yes, there we go. Okay, so yeah, you gotta watch out for the snow winds. Dude, they get eye brave recovery. It can hurt quite a lot. I hate it. So I got hit for like a ton there. More team. I'm checking like the turns. I keep forgetting like how many turns it is for this fight, but it's 70, guys, in case you're wondering. So you gotta go pretty quick. Obviously, Jack's gonna be really helpful here if you have him, because he can keep re-breaking, and that actually will delay these girls, unlike regular delays like Auron's Dragon Fang there, delaying yourself. You'd use any delays. It actually won't delay them, it will delay you instead, which is abusable to some extent if you wanted to do that with Auron. Oh man, that was really close there, but I don't know what's going on. Korga is like absolutely bonkers with the attacks there, and I think he's overdoing it a little bit. I wasn't sure why he was, he's like going like 6 attacks there, quite honestly. But I wasn't gonna exactly complain either. Since I knew I was nearly done with the fight, I decided to counterattack a little early, so I could keep using Transparent, because it's super good. That's a really good EX ability. Super strong, super strong. Oh man, look at that. Man, of course, is so insane. Man, he just popping out those damage. I don't know why I held off so long on doing that. Maybe I just was worried I wouldn't get through the shields. I think that was maybe my thought process, but then didn't really have too many problems with shields in this run, because I kind of learned how to deal with them really well, and Transparent really will knock them out pretty hard on its own, along with all of course follow-ups. So between those two things, it's not too bad. And look at that, Shelke just finishes them off together with Delta Arts Plus. Good stuff. And that's pretty much it. You know, there you go. You can see my party screen. I like showing that off. Didn't use that friend unit. Didn't need it. That just shows you how good that setup is for this fight. Auron's pretty dope, and Core's awesome as well. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up. I just want to say thank you so much for watching, as always. And if you have enjoyed this video, thank you. If you decide to give it a like, comment, tell me your team. I would appreciate reading it. I will comment as well, most likely, if you leave a comment. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And until next time, guys, this has been Aarolei. Remember to always stay cool and have fun.